Good evening and welcome to Calypso Showcase, the strong vibes day of Siamanda. Andre Tanker can set you in that kind of a mood, and he's our special guest tonight. Andre, welcome to Calypso Showcase.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Alvin.
Well, I know the word world beat is going around, and we know this big world beat music festival is coming up. But before we get to that, what's been happening with Andre Tanker? You know, you keep a low profile, so I know a lot happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, I just came back from England, working on Carnival Messiah, which is a huge production with about 100 people.
Well, this is
Geraldine Connor's
production, and
I was
rave reviews as far as I have heard.
Yep. I was the musical director, so I had to work with all the various kinds of music.
Were you there for the opening night?
Yep.
Well, what was it like?
It was so loud and standing ovation, and the critics were all there on that night, and the reviews has been a result of that big opening.
What's some of the names that we would recognize that was in that production?
Okay, well, immediately you'd recognize names like Ella Andel, Alison Brown of Tan Tan fame.
Correct.
There's a brilliant Trinidad singer based in London called Ronald Sam, who was part of it. There's a Jamaican dub poet called Jean Binta Breeze, who is also part of that. We have young people like Renee Castle.
Oh yes, a very good actress and singer.
And a host of other brilliant performers. Yeah.
Andre Tanker is out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, I go back and I think of the days at the Look Cinema, Sunday morning sessions.
Right.
Andre Tanker doing beautiful cover versions of international pop hits.
Right.
Then suddenly a transition. What caused that transition to the indigenous music of Trinidad and Tobago?
Okay, I would say towards the end of the 60s into the 70s was a time of consciousness for the entire population, including myself. And it wasn't only in Trinidad, but it was a Caribbean thing, and it was an American thing in the way that black people started to come into their own. They wanted to define their own priorities.
Did that have anything to do with the 1970 revolution in Trinidad?
Of course, I was all part of it.
You're all part of it?
Yeah. And the music that came out at that period has been the germ that has sort of energized my whole thrust as a writer, in that it's music that is very strong in Afro-Caribbean roots, East Indian roots, folk music, you know.
I first knew you as a xylophone player, but how many instruments do you play, and what is your pet instrument?
Yeah, well, in the background you could hear me in my Vibes days, which I still play in the studio mainly, like to do soundtrack recordings for films and so on. Pet instrument I don't have, you know. I play the
you
guitar.
sing, you play guitar, flute, harmonica, what else?
Music is really from up there, you know, and I try to bring it out in whatever instrument I play, whatever I do. You know.
But these days we always seem to see you with a guitar on stage and the little harmonica in the
That's with the band, yeah.
Yes.
When I work with the band, I do that.
A little bit of flute, clarinet?
Yeah.
Or just the flute?
Flute, yeah. Blues harp.
World Festival.
World Beat?
World Beat. Would you, first of all, a lot of people describe your music as world music.
Yeah.
How do you describe your music?
Yeah, I think it's Caribbean world music, in that it's Caribbean based, but reaching out to all corners of the world. Yeah.
And that's what you try to do?
Yeah, that's what excites me a lot, in the music. And
what are the principal aspects of Trinidad culture that you try to inculcate in your music?
Our unique population, of course, you know.
You deliberately go for the African and the East Indian rhythms? Does that,
French,
would you say,
Spanish.
dominate your music, or?
Yeah, my music is strongly Trinidadian, but really Caribbean.
Caribbean, because there's a lot of Latin American in a lot of your pieces.
Jamaican and Haitian, and you know.
Have you been able to estimate how many compositions you've done to date?
No, but it's a few hundred.
It's a few hundred?
Yeah.
As many as that. Well, we're going to have a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah, usually the time I should take counting the songs, I usually write in another song.
Another song. We're going to give the viewers a taste of probably one of the oldest clips we have here at TTT, done in the early 80s on a TNT music show, which was hosted in those days by Dave Alcock. Here you're doing Steel Band Times.
he had to stick in US. He come to beat down the place. He was young and bad. He said he's a steel band man, but he couldn't beat the two with the band. They run him out the yard. Don't try that. Well, more than ever now, he wanted to learn to play. He take a band and he start practicing night and day. First the simple way, just from Joe and Ray, till he stopped to build a beat for melodious steel. To master the scales, building chords he didn't want to fail in a big vineyard. Till he decided to try again, was to beat with a steel band in quarter string. He did want it bad, so bad. This time he wanted the yard now ready to make the play. He jammed a tune in the band and he started to ram again. Hear the leader say, who's that beating there? Pick him out and put him in front the tenor section. Is a jam down reggae, living each day to beat and to play steel band times. Is a jam down reggae, showing the way and beating each day steel band times. Is a jam down reggae, living each day to beat and to play steel band times. Bad times, it's a jam down reggae, showing the way and beating each day, still bad times. Jam it.
Welcome back. You're viewing Calypso Showcase. Our special guest tonight is Andre Tanka, there with Chandradat Singh, our embassy man in Miami, doing a little piece called Tonal Seasons.
Yep.
Am I right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Tell us about your delving into this aspect of the Trinidad music, the sort of East Indian influence.
Yeah, well, growing up with radio as it used to be, it wasn't like this station playing this kind of music and that. So we heard everything, Latin, Calypso, North American, East Indian music. So that has been part of my musical
what you have imbibed.
indoctrination, yeah. So that when in the 70s I had to do a film score for the film BIM, I was able to draw on that experience and work with people like Mangal Patisar and Saga Sukraj, Yankaran Brothers, Tassa Hari, and a lot of fantastic musicians, Sham Rampasad, and
people listening to the way that music sounds would feel that you are more at home even in that domain than some of the others.
That's beautiful if you feel that, because it's all part of us,
And I've heard you play on the Orisha side, and again, I've seen again a deep involvement and drawing from that. What about that aspect of your music?
Right. Well, early in my career too, I met Andrew Bedu, who is a brilliant, brilliant musician, singer, drummer, who Trinidad hardly paid much attention to. And he died some years ago. And he's almost like a guru to me. And his teachings was able to guide me into aspects of that music, which prior to that, I was just like everybody else. You had a sort of prejudgment of anything to do with Orisha and even Baptist at that time.
Sort of inner fear kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was able to approach it with an open mind and realize that, hey, all people are trying to praise God in their own way, and they're all beautiful, and the music and the chanting is just captivating, So
just before the break, you did a piece, Steel Band Times.
Yeah.
And again, looking through your repertoire, you seem to always find something to say about the steel band man in, if I may say so, in a very original and novel way.
Yeah.
Talk about your relationship with the steel band.
The pan? Elie Manet, the first instrument I played was a pan given to me by the great Elie Manet.
Well, he's big news these days.
My cousin and myself, we used to harass him because we lived close to Invaders. Also close to Little Carib and John Buddy Williams.
Oh gosh, you can't go wrong with that.
I was right in the center of it. And one day he just said, look, take this pan, I don't think it was a very good pan, but to us, it was the greatest pan in the world. And we just used to, make the most of it. And later on, I had the pleasure of arranging a song for Invaders for the test piece. This was about 1965 or so. Incorporating a minor and all that, which was kind of exciting at that time. And later on, I did some work with Ebonite Steel Band for Panorama. I did something with Phase 2 on the BIM soundtrack, arranging again for a version of Jumbie Call. And I worked with a lot of great panels.
Well, I've seen you work with Bugsy, Robbie Greenwich, Dougie Redo.
Yeah.
So the interface has always been there in terms of working with the pan,
of course.
But the composing itself, what drove you to compose some tunes on the pan?
Well, funnily enough, the way we express music, a lot of it has been drafted by the way pan plays music. As kids, when we hum a tune, we hum it like a steel band, So
it's natural and
it's natural. It's natural, and I would like to think that anything I write is compatible to pan.
Automatically?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we're going to give the audience a taste of two of your other selections, Here and Now and Meeting at the Crossroads. We'll talk a little bit when we come back about those two tunes.
Yeah,
but
man.
we'll let them see you perform those two tunes now.
But the truth will always survive, and the lies them a fall by the wayside. Bede, bede, bam, bam. Another son of man is born again, and our love sustains our music delighting. I tell you more than just remain. 'Cause here and now, people, one day you're free as the wind. You're the earth, you're the fire. You're the song that I sing. You're the beat and the feeling. Feeling, yeah. The living groove that we in. You just got to rock. You just got to will rock your soul. Whether day or night, gonna make you feel alright. And when you're feeling down, our music bring you around. Make you feel, make you feel, make you feel alright. Oh yeah, one day, yeah, Baba. Hashem one day, Hashem, oh yeah. Oh yeah, one day, yeah, Baba. Hashem one day, Hashem, oh yeah.
Exciting music from the man Andrew Tanker, our special guest tonight. And you know, what comes to mind right away is contraband.
Contraband.
What was contraband? Does it still exist?
Contraband?
Yeah.
One world contraband.
One world contraband.
Right. All that name is saying is that we embrace the world and we don't restrict ourselves to borders. So the music comes beyond the borders, you know.
But does that as an entity still exist? That when you brought
the
together,
band?
yes.
Yeah, of course. That's the working group that I have.
That's a working group that you have.
Yeah.
And this is the group that you will be using for the World Beat Festival that's coming up. Who are some of the people in it at present?
Drummer Jerry Banfield.
And he's been there with you for some time.
Douglas Redon on bass.
Yes, a standard.
Yeah. Gail McLean and Nadia Batson on singers. Tamba Gwindi, percussion.
Yes, she's been there for some time.
Right.
Also.
Master drummer himself. Jaja Oga Onilu.
Onilu, master percussionist.
Right. And Redman, Everett Watson. Terrence Shaw on guitar. We have a new lady, Chantal Esdell on keyboard.
Would he be having a panist?
Well, the night we're playing, we have Boogsy and
So you don't want to go that direction.
and Liam Teg and
Chantal recently graduated from Berkeley and quite.
She's also a panelist, you know.
Yeah,
so, and Dougie's a panelist. So
yeah, you have two panelists on stage.
Who knows
what will happen?
Yeah.
Looking though at your career and the amount of music you've composed, by comparison, you have not really recorded commercially many works. But let's still talk about what you have available for the public.
Right. LPs, we have Afro Blossom West and Dim LP. Most recent CD would be Children of the Big Bang.
Do you have something we could look at?
Yeah, Children of the Big Bang. That's
perhaps we can get a close-up
on
of
Rituals
that.
Records. It's made up of new songs and some of the standards that I've done over the years. And in the works, big time, is IARI 21, which is a production that I'm going to get into right after the World Beat, incorporating the vast music of Trinidad and featuring the top performers in the country. Yeah.
I get the impression, though, that a lot of people really like to see a best of Andrew Tank.
Yeah, I get requests for that all the time, yeah.
What's the chances of us seeing or hearing that in the near future?
Very good, very good.
Very good. I personally would love to hear that.
Yeah. But it will be volume 1, 2, and 3.
Well, we expect that. You know? Unless you want to do a double and triple CD one time.
Okay.
So what would you say is on the near horizon for Andrew Tanker?
That production, IARI 21.
IARI 21. You're going to devote a lot of time to that.
It's going to take a lot of time, and it's a 2000 project. The year 2000.
There have been some of your compositions that have been used, say, in festivals like Lament of the Flower and so on, which is like almost like a sonata in itself, a developmental work.
Yeah.
How much of that do you still do and plan to do?
Extended pieces.
Extended pieces.
Yeah, sections and so on, there's a lot of new stuff, you know, that it's difficult to talk about music that hasn't been heard, but yeah, there are a lot of stuff that I have that would fall into that category.
Yes.
And I try to write in all the different categories, you know.
You may have to do a special CD for those type of extended works.
Yeah.
Something like a classical, you know.
Yeah.
And there's room for that.
Yeah, pieces like Douglas Dancer.
Right. What would you say in terms of Trinidad music as a whole, where it's going, where it's at today, all of the different comments that have been made about the direction the music is going? What are your personal feelings?
The music is in a state of evolving, and everybody and everything will come into play. You know, you're going to get all kind of things coming from all kind of piece of raga mixed with this and a piece of hip-hop mixed with that and all that, and it's all valid. And the ultimate test is time.
To see what will survive.
What will survive. What really has the true elements that makes music eternal.
Well, we heard a little bit of Water Dancer before we started speaking. We're going to hear a little bit more of Water Dancer, Forward Home, very popular, and Lena. Can't go wrong with those three pieces. So let's treat the public to some more Andrew Tanker music.
Floating on inflated bliss through timeless blues, distortions and harmony, and people like counter melodies, some with double agent strategies. Well, Lord, but strong is the power of love, the power of freedom, the power of music fills my heart. Yeah, I forward to stay. I went away, I leave and I forward home.
Away, I leave and I forward home. I forward to stay.
every jungle went away. Was so cold, whoa, 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 whoa. Early in the morning, no one to hold your hand, no one to understand you, yeah. But oh, yeah, but yeah. Lena, you treating me bad, bad, bad. Lena, 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 I'm taking it hard, hard, hard. Lena, Lena, come girl, 'cause I love you bad, bad, bad. Lena, Lena, come back, you could make me glad, glad, glad. Lena, whoa, 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 Lena. Left my life for Lena, I gave her all I had. No, I cannot see her, I feel so deep down sad. She always thought she loved me, but her kisses were so true. But she went away and left me, now I don't know what to do. Lord, Lena, oh Lena, Lena baby. Yes, I need you so, I want you so. Whoa, whoa. Come here, woman. Yes, I want you so. Downtown rockers, uptown dudes, streamline ladies in spike heel shoes, green card lovers in a corner dancing clothes, illegal immigrants, them jumping up the nose.
Right.
The sweet soul music and a disco, a rhythm and blues, a run it up so Calypso. But don't get confused, Mr. DJ, cause we put all them rhythms together.
One thing,
And we give them some place.
so
You know the whole place start jumping. And the vibrations raise. There is for days in a basement party in a New York City. Downtown shakedown, uptown boogie, well, you don't have to sit down, you know. The whole place was a ram up and a ram up where the people till they couldn't hold no more. Still they kept on coming. If you see them squeezing through the door. I checked the lady in the kitchen. She got the peas and rice coming up with some big red peppers. Put the Caribbean flavor in the pot. Keep the rhythm jamming hot in a big grand party in a New York City. Downtown.
Right. Well, you know, we want to really pay tribute to you tonight. I think you've really touched the hearts of the people out there from the kind of calls that you've got.
Thank you.
Perhaps you might want to reminisce a little bit and tell me what might have been that special moment for you in your musical career.
Yeah. Well, what I really would like to say is that Trinidad and Tobago is 2,000 square miles of intense cultural expression. And I'm simply a product of that. And whatever I put out and the people accept, they really accept in themselves. And it's a beautiful thing to be part of that, you know. as regards my career, well, working out there in New York in a strange environment and writing music for productions like Measure for Measure for the New York Shakespeare Festival, and working with people like Blair Underwood from LA Law and Kevin Kline, who just did the Wild Wild West with Will Smith. And I also work with Lauren Toussaint, who's a Trinidadian, who is featured in a lot of situation comedies in the American TV on cable and so on. And you know, I don't want to start dropping names, but it's really, you know, great to go out there and then come back and just be.
Andrew, we are very, very proud of you. And I want to congratulate you for everything you've done and everything you still will do for this country.
Respect.
Let's go out with Siamanda as we started. I think that's one of our popular favorites. Siamanda, Andrew Tanker, our guest tonight on Calypso Showcase.
Siamanda is the call from pole to pole, from corner to corner, behind the bridge, across the border, some solid, smooth and rough, a prayer for life and grace, a circular pair of compelling sound, busting out into space. Going down, we 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 going down. Beat them drums till they start to come exploding like the break of day. Sing the chant when the water run down your face as you come up the stage. We going down, 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 we going down. When the more reach the rhythm, bounce off your back and slip down your waist. And conquer, you look like you're bound to fall, but you're bound with grace. We going down, 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 we going down. Ajo, ajo, ajo ni re, kini wa wa o, ajo, 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 ajo. Leave the jewelry and thing at home. Keep your eye on the bling bling. Left the thing. Secure your soul. Hey. Left them bad boy and them alone. Leave them before you say to leave them. What you say? Thing nice so jam. Juve morning in a big band. Inside the band, taking a jam. In one love with fun. Keep your eye on the roving hand. Watch up there. Hey. Jump high when you get the feeling. Don't cry, stay inside your space. Cause the Juve they playing rough when they jam in. And they pulling and tugging rough when they jam in. And it's rampage all morning rough when they jam in. Kicking riot and rumbling rough when they jam in. Sunday night into Monday morning, feel alright. Hey, tough and tempo slamming, tension high. Let me go. Yeah, the boom boom ticking is whining time. Take a wine and the cup them going. Choreo, choreo, clang clang clang, the iron trembling. Choreo, choreo, clang clang clang, the rhythm bubbling. Choreo, choreo, clang clang clang, the iron trembling. Choreo, choreo, clang 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 clang. Miss Yvonne in Chicago. Yeah. Feeling safe and she passed two cups. Police on the scene, you know what I mean? After partying on Sunday night, she was giving she friends that were up. After the dance, taking a shot. What? A band of restless youths. What they do? Greeted them just around the block. What is going on here? Hey, it's around the woman car. What is that to do? Shaking it and they wouldn't stop. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat high. Jump high when you get the feeling. Don't cry, stay inside your space. Cause the Juve they playing rough when they jam in. And they pulling and tugging rough when they jam in. And it's rampage all morning rough when they jam in. Kicking riot and rumbling rough when they jam in. Sunday night to Monday morning, feel alright. Yeah, tough when them post slamming, tension high. Yeah, the boom boom ticking is whining time. And the cup them growing, choreo, choreo, bang man.
Watch your back.
They can't keep me out of this fete.
They could have never. Disco party.
It's a Trini ritual. We never miss a Juve yet.
Who never miss a Juve? Hi.
See the devil band. Beating iron and biscuiting.
Clack, clack, pretty, clack, 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 play, play, clack, clack, pretty.
And to hear them big steel band.
Hey, hey.
When they drop in the bombs and things.
What to do? What to do? Yeah.
Jump high when they get the feeling. Don't cry, stay inside your space. Cause the Juve is playing.
Rock when they jam in.
And they pulling and tugging.
Rock when they jam in.
And it's ramping all morning.
Rock when they jam in.
Kicking riot and rumbling.
Rock when they jam in.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Into Monday morning. Feel alright.
Give me a drink now.
Top and tempo slamming. Tension high.
Hey.
Hear the boom boom ticking. It's whining time. And the cocktail growing. Choreo, choreo. Clang, clang, clang. Choreo, choreo.
Clack, 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 the rhythm.
Choreo, choreo. Choreo, choreo. And the Juve they playing.
Rock way.
And they pulling and tugging.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's rampage all morning.
Rampage.
Kicking riot and rumbling. Choreo, choreo. Choreo, choreo. Choreo, choreo.
Hey.
Choreo, choreo. Sunday night. Rock when they jamming, feel alright.
What we doing?
Rock when they jamming, tension high.
Hey, hey.
Rock when they jamming, whining time.
Hi. Rock when they jam in.
Choreo, choreo. Choreo, choreo.
Clack, 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 the rhythm bubbling.
Choreo, choreo.
Clack, 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 the iron trembling.
Choreo, choreo.
Clack, 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 clack. Hey, give it up for Mr. Andre Tankayol. Hey, rock when we jam in.
On the ancestors. I do. This is your song.